So Tony just bared witness to Bucky sliming out his parents on VHS. Jarvis, activate crash out protocol, as bro immediately tries to blast Bucky's dome off, but Cap comes in with the assist only to get sat down, while Iron Man tries again to remove Bucky's head from his shoulders. But that's when Bucky breaks his repulsor. So Tony then tries to shoot a rocket, still going for face shots. As Cap gets free and tells Bucky to dip, he also tells Iron Man, hey bro, take all that up with Hydra because my boy was mind controlled. But Tony ain't trying to hear all that, as he successfully falls for Zemo's rage bait. Cap then intercepts as he jacks up Iron Man's boosters, yet that's not stopping Tony at all. Bro is straight platforming up to Bucky like he's Mario and fires off a blast, but Captain America returned it back to Cinder, then hits a mean grapple RKO mid-air, putting some distance between them and Bucky. So in order to keep Bucky here, Iron Bro shoots an insane missile snipe, closing the exit off. Jarvis, please clip that. As Bucky gets trapped in here, he's face to face with Tony. In this piece of dialogue that they share right here,
do you even remember them? I remember all of them.
That's so sad, bro. Imagine being forced to murder countless innocent people while cognizant of doing such an act. Iron Man still don't care though, as he pulls him down to the deep dark depths of this structure. And with the option of escaping out the window, Cap and Tony start throwing hateful blows. Then Bucky comes in with the assist of a lifetime. It truly doesn't get better than that. I mean, look how synchronized they are.
Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up.
They had to have practiced this on a couple of Hydra members or something, but Tony starts fighting back as he tries blasting the Buckster yet again and gets punched in his chest, while this maniac Bucky tries to cop him a new arc reactor right off bro's chest plate, only to get his arm blown off and sat down. Somebody really needs to make a compilation on how many times Bucky lost his arm in the MCU. It's at least like 4 times, right? But that's when Steve gets tagged back in, blocking Tony's blast and jabbing bro up like crazy. You would have thought Steve was practicing on his punching bag at this point. So Iron Man tells ChatGPT to lock in.
Countermeasures ready.
Let's kick his ass.
As he goes on autopilot to beat down on Cap. If this moment wasn't sad enough, just hear what they say to each other.
He's my friend. So was I.
And as sad as it is to see these two guys fight, I promise you, they were never friends. At best, they were work buddies. And I'll explain better what I'm talking about later in the video. But right now, Iron Man is trying to slime out 2 war veterans. Yet Cap is here for it, as my goat gets up again.
I could do this all day.
Iron Man is really about to Swiss cheese Steve, until Bucky grabs bro's leg, giving Cap the opening of a lifetime, picking Iron Man up and slamming Buddy onto that cold concrete and just unleashing that inner Cap rage on Tony. Now remember, this whole entire fight Iron Man has been trying to kill Bucky, who's technically innocent by the way, and then he tries to even kill Cap himself. And even after all that, Steve shows restraint and doesn't chop Iron Crash Out's head clean off. Hell, he even drops the shield after Tony starts crying about it being his father's.
You don't deserve it.
Oh my God.
My father made that shield.
And even on top of all that, that boy leaves an I'm sorry note to Tony, and y'all wonder why he's worthy. Takes a big man to be right and still apologize. So going back to the point of Cap and Tony never really being homies, I really want to drill that fact into you guys' head. In fact, in every single movie they were in, Cap and Tony either get into a heated argument or straight up fade. Think I'm lying? The Avengers movie. Tony and Cap get into an argument. Now granted, the whole room is throwing shade left and right, but these two immediately start talking about throwing hands and getting hurtful.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
I mean, Cap is really just itching to whoop on Tony, and Iron Man was on that boy's head.
A hero? Like you? You're a laboratory experiment, Rogers. Everything special about you came from a bottle.
Now, Avengers Age of Ultron, Cap and Tony actually fade because Iron Man just got finished making basically AI Jesus Christ himself that turned evil and wanted to wipe out all humans. And now he wants to make another one with Brucey Boy over here to combat Ultron. So justifiably, Steve is like, hell nah, y'all tripping, this needs to be shut down now. By the way, one of the main reasons the Accords were made was because of Ultron and what happened in Sokovia, hence the name, you know, Sokovia Accords, which, I mean, don't want to point any fingers, but that was mainly Bruce and Tony's fault. And moreover, on that whole Accord situation, there's no way Tony really thought that he was gonna get Team Cap to sign that nonsense. Let me refresh you guys' memory on what the Sokovia Accords really were. So basically, they were a set of legal documents established by the United Nations to regulate the activity of superpowered individuals. Meaning, let's say a car is about to crash into a bus, and if you act to try to save said car from said bus without permission as a superhero, you could be arrested. What kind of goofy mumbo jumbo nonsense is that? By the way, I use that example because there's no way Spidey would have agreed with that. It literally goes against everything bro stands for. Like what? With great power comes great regulations from the government on when and where not you can use your powers to help other people. Yeah, it doesn't really roll off the tongue quite as well as the OG phrase. Tony must not went into details about what Peter was really agreeing to in them damn Accords. Now, where did I leave off? Oh yeah, Civil War, which, I mean, you watched the beginning of this video, so you pretty much know what their beef was there. Which leads me all the way to Endgame, because they didn't really interact in Infinity War. So in Endgame, starving Tony chews out Steve, ironically, because bro is starving, for not being a team player. And boy, you gotta give it up to Robert Downey Jr. because he can really act.
I said we'd lose. You said we'll do that together too. And guess what, Cap? We lost. And you weren't there.
And now I know that Steve and Tony had some friendly moments, you know, running trios on Thanos, cool. Getting shawarma after basically World War III, great. I won't deny that they had some good moments. My problem lies in the fact that some people really out here getting mad at Captain America for saving his friend, no, actually saving his brother from getting slimed out, especially when it wasn't even Bucky's fault. Do you realize how crazy that sounds? Brother was mind controlled by Nazis. These two went through literal hell together. I mean, Steve, no joke, risked his life to save Bucky and was willing to straight up let bro kill him instead of further fading with Bucky. Folks, they're locked in for life for real. Any more moments like these in the MCU and I would have thought Cap was finna dance with Bucky at the end of Endgame instead of Peggy. I'd strongly argue Tony wasn't even top 3 of Cap's homies. That's gotta go to like Bucky, Sam, and then maybe Thor in that order. Even Iron Man's roster is way different. His gotta be Rhodey, Happy, and Peter, with Bruce being like an honorable mention. The last point I wanted to bring up in this video is that the whole Sokovia Accords plotline is pretty much irrelevant in the MCU now, right? I think the only time they really mattered outside of Civil War was in the show Miss Marvel. But if you remember another movie or show that made them relevant, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, it just makes their whole Civil War kind of useless when they abandon it one movie later. But as always, that's it from me. Please subscribe and comment your thoughts, and hey, maybe like the video. But if you didn't like it, maybe this video is the one for you. It's a banger, I promise. But I'm out of here. Peace.